student. Welcome to KTN Prime. Our sign language interpreter is Pretty Janet, and I am Ashley Mazuri.
And I'm Jesse Rogers. Thank you for making time. Let's get you informed. Now, the Kenya Kwanza administration has suffered double blows after the court separately halted its two key programs, the taskforce on compensating protest victims, as well as the ongoing rollout of e-government procurement system, also known as EGP.
Now, this follows two lawsuits filed in Nairobi and another filed in Kirinyaga County by various groups.
Now, Ken Gashuhi starts our bulletin with the two lawsuits that threaten President William Ruto's government.
On Monday, the High Court in Nairobi granted temporary relief to governors and various departments of the national and county governments by issuing an order suspending the mandatory implementation of the new unified electronic government procurement system proposed by the National Treasury. President William Ruto and the National Treasury CS John Mbadi had directed all procurement departments, including county governments, to use the electronic system as a way to combat corruption.
There is no going back. Any official who is not ready to work with us in e-procurement, they can as well leave. Waondoke kwa serikali.
I am also not getting distracted to implement e-procurement. EGP is the way to cut on wastages in the government.
However, the Council of Governors and Lawyers Peter Kirui and Patrick Ekirapa filed a case in court claiming that there was no sufficient stakeholder engagement before the decision was made. They argued that the rollout would disadvantage business people who are not familiar with digital systems.
I think there's something that is not operationally adding up there. We might be in a situation where by end of Q1, we'll be accused that we've not absorbed any funding.
While issuing the orders, Justice Bahati Momuye suspended the implementation of the directive until October 15, pending hearing and determination of the case. Elsewhere in Kerugoya, the government suffered yet another setback after Judge Kizito Magare issued a conservatory order suspending the panel of experts of compensation of victims of demonstrations and public protests from starting work. The team was appointed by President Ruto with the mandate of establishing a framework for compensation of victims of excessive use of force by security agencies during last year's and this year's Gen Z protests, with LSK President Faith Odhiambo as a member.
Inspired by the memories and plight of every victim, may we find guidance in the spirit of the Constitution and let justice be our shield and defender.
The case was filed by lawyer Levi Munyeri, who claims that it amounts to duplication of roles and misuse of public funds, as there exist other government agencies for such roles. He argued that the president has no powers to make such appointment, adding that compensation amounts to admission of guilt.
How do you organize a compensation team before issues of giving victims justice? Because there cannot be peace without justice. We want prosecution of the culprits. We want a commitment that never again shall the guns be used to murder, maim, and injure.
The court is expected to give further directions on October 6 this year. Ken Gashuhi, KTN.
President William Ruto